Following Adon Hutchinson's season-ending injury, Maxx Crosby and the Detroit Lions have been linked for the last 2 weeks. Crosby, a graduate of Eastern Michigan, made a very public statement earlier this week on his podcast, The Rush, that he does not want to be traded and wants to stay with the Las Vegas Raiders. However, during a recent appearance on 97.1 The Ticket, T.J. Lang, a member of the Lions broadcast team and a fellow Eastern Michigan alum, hinted that Crosby could still look to be moved before the deadline. I don't think it's lost on Maxx Crosby to look at the season and say, we're going nowhere, and if the right fit is there, can we make it? Lang said, I'm not saying that's there. I'm not saying it's gone. But I don't think the door's completely shut. Lang made it abundantly clear that Crosby would not necessarily make a request for a trade with the Lions. Rather, he would be willing to be dealt if the season did not improve in Las Vegas. I don't think that hope is lost that Maxx Crosby is open to a trade, Lang explained. I'm not saying I don't think hope is lost that the Lions are gonna go and get him. Crosby went on an extended discourse during his webcast making sense of exactly how much interest he has produced concerning a possible exchange. The defensive back explained that he had previously been unable to open his phone without seeing edits of himself dressed in a different uniform or messages from fans pleading with him to join their team. I think he was flattered by the fact that theirs and the Lions weren't the only team that he mentioned. I think he mentioned Atlanta and Bears and a bunch of other people, but he said Lions like 5 times, then he mentioned a couple other teams, Lang said. So he's probably been hearing it from a majority of Lions fans, but I think he was overwhelmed by the response. But I also think in my heart, if I had to guess today, I think he still stands where he's been the last couple months. Like, of course, every player wants to be in one franchise their entire career and they want to make a difference. Lang acknowledged that Crosby may have a change of heart based on his desire to win if the Raiders continue to struggle, despite emphasizing the defender's desire to remain with one team. But there also comes a time where you've got to look in the mirror and say, do I want to do this? He's on record of saying, I don't want to go through a rebuild. I don't want to redo this thing over. I don't want to start from scratch with a new coach and a new quarterback, and I've got to be the guy to carry the weight of this franchise on my shoulders, Lang explained, but he's still a young player, though. I think there's something rewarding about being in one spot and seeing the turnaround, but who knows?